Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagninirvatam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadurivanam Anandam Durivardhanam Pratipadam Puranam Vitasvaram Sarvatma Snapanam Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Okay, ready? Krishna, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the UK Sankirtan podcast. Today we've got a really nice guest, Koladvipa Pati, prabhu. Welcome on.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. How's your marathon going so far, prabhu?
It's going good. Yeah, it's I mean, we're like, what is it, like 4 weeks in? I think it's 4.5 weeks in. So we got like another week and a half left. And yeah, it's been better than previous marathons because I feel more connected to my spiritual practices and more connected to instructions that I've been given by my spiritual master. So that's always very encouraging.
Interesting. So you're saying your spiritual practices, your sadhana in previous years may not have been as strong as it is now?
Yeah. I mean, there's one really nice meditation which has been kind of in the back of my mind, and Dasa. There's a class given by Devamrita Maharaj, and this was years ago before I joined. I can't remember which one it was, but he basically explains that there's 2 levels of chanting. There's the beginning stage, and then there's the advanced stage. And so he explains that the beginning stage was where you do all these activities and you do all this service and whatever it is, and you offer it to Krishna. And there's also a few levels within that. One is like you might do something because you like to do it and then you offer it to Krishna, and then the other one is like you just kind of do what is being asked of you, and that second one is better. But then you also, so within that, you also like you do all these activities, and then you have chanting. Then you fit your rounds in the day, or then you have your japa, and that's something that you don't really like doing, but you just do it because you have to do it, and it's kind of like what's required for devotees. And then he explains that the second stage, the advanced stage of chanting, is where you actually see everything in connection with your chanting, and you see how your service is expanding from your chanting. So all this, whatever it might be, book distribution, cooking, pujari, like you realize that the quality of your service and what you're able to do is actually really connected with the quality of your rounds in the morning, chanting 16 rounds uninterrupted, with attention, with hopefully with some kind of prayerful desire to be engaged in service, to please Krishna, to please Guru. So yeah, that class that I heard a few years ago, yeah, I always just try and think about that when it comes to chanting. So when you chant in the morning, and you realize everything that I'm going to do later in the day is going to expand from this, so I better pay attention. I better have good quality sadhana, and then with that will empower you to distribute lots of books, to read and really hear nicely, and everything. It all comes from that. So in one sense, it's really simple. But if you can do this, it just has amazing results. So that's one of my meditations that I've been kind of thinking about, and it's been really helping.
Really, it's a nice one, and it's actually been one of my reflections on doing these Sankirtan podcasts. All of these devotees are coming and they're talking about book distribution, and the realizations that they're sharing actually apply to all aspects of devotional service. You know what I mean? So it's almost like it's all an expansion out of this Sankirtan, this chanting, and this Shravanam, Kirtanam, book distribution. These Sankirtan devotees, they're going out and externally they're distributing books, but the realizations they're talking to, you could talk to someone who works as a car mechanic, and there's going to be some value in it. It tends to be like, have you frozen? Uh-oh.
There you go.
Okay, carry on. My phone's about to die. Yeah, just that idea that, Sankirtan, the realizations of Sankirtan apply to all of life. And similarly, like Sankirtan is an expansion of your japa. So I guess by that logic, you can say that everything expands out of the chanting,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, everything does. And the quality of your service, you'll see it, like, it really is dependent on how much quality you have in chanting. And that's not to say, okay, you had bad so-called bad japa, then I can't do anything, I should just give up. No, you still, there's also shelter within the service as well. But, we should always be coming back to this central point of, that's your real anchor, that you're chanting and reading, but yeah, mainly chanting. And one kind of really nice, realization or like thing that I do, or meditation, is like, say you have a bad day on book distribution. Well, there's no such thing as a bad day, because you can use that as an impetus to go deeper into your japa the next morning. There, whatever happens, in terms of like results you get when you're out on Sankirtan, then it can always be an impetus to just increase the quality of your sadhana. And so in that way, nothing is a bad day, because you can think, I didn't really do so well. I didn't do as many books I wanted to do today. I didn't collect as much lecture as I did. How can I do better? Like, I can always bring it back to, I need to take more shelter of the holy name. I need to, read with more attention. I need to really kind of follow Guru's instructions better. And in that way, then everything is positive. There's no negative in Krishna consciousness. And that's super inspiring. Then you're constantly using all these situations to take more shelter, and then from there, that's where the empowerment comes. One thing so Devarita Maharaj has a few lectures on like book distribution, and then he was explaining how someone asked Prabhupada, how can one be an empowered preacher? And he explained how Prabhupada said the same answer like twice in 2 different times. And he said, chant your 16 rounds uninterrupted. So that kind of highlights the point that all empowerment comes from, this attentive chanting. And all your spiritual advancement will come from that as well. So it's it's so important. It's so important. So important.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Nam